Jordan Lee, did you hear the news?
No, what is it?
El Salvador has made Bitcoin a legal tender.
No way! Why?
Well, first, Jordan, we'll have to go back into a quick history recap of El Salvador's currency. From 1892 to 2001, the colon was the currency of El Salvador. However, as of January 1st, 2001, the Salvadoran government changed this to the US dollar in an act known as dollarization. They did this to try and, stimulate the economy. They tried to sort of find stability through its dollarization. However, this largely failed. It resulted in high public debt and a lack of purchasing power, as the dollar translated to exactly 8.75 colons, which resulted in poor translation of wages, as while someone who was earning 875 colons would now be earning 100 US dollars, where before their wage was equal to over 200 US dollars. So, Jordan, how exactly are they planning on sort of working in the Bitcoin into their currency?
Well, the government has been designing an app called Chivo, which helps mobilize its Bitcoin transactions for El Salvadoran citizens. Along with this, they have added $30 of incentives to users, which would be added to their Bitcoin wallets. The government has also planned to install up to 200 Bitcoin ATMs to meet the newfound demand for Bitcoin transactions. This also works alongside their app Chivo.
Jordan, why are they doing this?
Well, for one, remittance payments back to El Salvador from the United States adds up to about 23% of the country's total GDP. And a 2019 census recorded that 0.7% of the US population was made out of El Salvadoran people.
It's a lot of
So,
people.
it is. So, through Bitcoin, um, El Salvadorans can pay remittance back to their families through easily accessible transactions rather than the traditional financial methods of the United States, which rack up a lot of fees.
See, Jordan, one problem I have with El Salvador's decision would be sort of the volatility of Bitcoin, as I've already seen that organizations such as the IMF, World Bank, and the Bank of America have expressed their concern over the volatility of Bitcoin. Furthermore, its volatility index is a lot higher than other currencies, sitting at around 3.5%, compared to most major currencies sitting between 0.5% to 1%. So, do you see any other concerns that you have, or do you think it's all good in the hood?
Well, another problem arises with that Bitcoin is a decentralized currency, and if it were to become the most prominent currency used in El Salvador, then there would be other issues that arise, such as the constantly fluctuating value of Bitcoin in relation to the more stable prices of products and services in the El Salvadoran economy. However, quoting the words of the Economic Ministry, 70% of citizens do not have access to traditional financial services like bank accounts, while the country needs to authorize the circulation of a digital currency whose values exclusively follow free market criteria to stimulate growth. In addition, the ambiguity of Bitcoin will need to be controlled through regulation in El Salvador to be effective, ultimately needing the same or equivalent level of transparency as existing financial instruments.
Jordan Lee, you know a lot about instruments yourself, being such an accomplished violinist or violist. What are your thoughts on El Salvador's music industry?
Well, we'll leave that to another time, won't we, Tom?